Ancient fortresses, abandoned buildings, old cemeteries, and dark forests. All of the world's haunted places have a strange, creepy vibe to them. The anxiety of walking through the world's most haunted locales is heightened by accounts of catastrophic incidents and ghost sightings. In this video, we will talk about the top 10 haunted places in the world. So before starting this video, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for future updates. Number 10. The Separate Prison, Port Arthur, Australia. The Separate Prison in Tasmania's remote Port Arthur housed some of Britain's most brutal convicts until the late 1800s. This panopticon-style jail block thrived on entirely isolating captives to a terrible degree, taking influence from the ideas of British writer Jeremy Bentham. The Separate Prison had a silent system, in which inmates were hooded, kept in solitary confinement, and prohibited from speaking to anyone. The conditions were so bad that countless inmates murdered their fellow inmates. They'd sooner die than spend another minute in prison. Hundreds of hooded inmates are rumored to stalk the halls at night, just a fraction of the thousands of people buried in the unmarked cemetery. Port Arthur is now a public-access historic site museum. There are terrifying evening ghost tours if you're feeling bold. Number 9. Poveglia Island, Italy. This little island, located between Venice and Lido in the Venice Lagoon, was a haven for mainlanders fleeing invasions. Venetians suffering from the bubonic plague were taken here to die in the 14th century, and when they died, they were burned on massive pyres. During the 1800s, the location was also utilized as a psychiatric asylum, where inmates were tortured and experimented on. If you ask a local, they will tell you that the island is haunted by ghosts and plagued by evil spirits. Visitors have reported hearing voices and screams and witnessing black, short shadows. Despite being on the verge of being auctioned off to a businessman, the island remains deserted and off-limits to most tourists. Number 8. Banff Springs Hotel, Alberta, Canada. The Banff Springs Hotel in Alberta, Canada, is modeled after a Scottish baronial castle and is said to be one of the country's most haunted structures. After panicking when her dress caught fire, a bride slid down the staircase, hurting her neck. She is frequently seen dancing in the ballroom with flames shooting from the back of her garment. In room 873, a family was slain. Although the door of this room has been bricked up, the family can still be seen outside in the corridor. The Banff Springs, popularly known as the Castle in the Rockies, is still a popular year-round resort and is now part of the Fairmont family of luxury hotels. Number 7. Hell Fire Club, Montpelier Hill, Ireland. The Hell Fire Club was a hunting lodge erected in 1925 for Irish parliamentary speaker William Connolly. The building's stones come from ancient passage tombs, which are claimed to have enraged the devil, leading to the association of the place with the supernatural. The lodge is said to have become a hangout for a tiny clique of Dublin's upper crust, who assembled for evil and devil worship. Its ruins are located on the peak of Montpelier Hill in the Dublin Mountains foothills. The structure is associated with stories of animal sacrifice, black masses, cloven-hoofed men, and murder. The most famous story involves a devilish creature in the appearance of a man who was only found when one of the players dropped a card and observed the guest had cloven feet as he picked it up. The Hell Fire Club is a popular destination on a walking track across the Dublin Hills. Number 6. Castle of Good Hope, Cape Town, South Africa. The Castle of Good Hope, built by the Dutch East India Company in the 17th century, is South Africa's oldest structure. The first ghost sighting occurred in 1915 when a tall gentleman was observed leaping from one of the castle walls and wandering between the bastions of Leerdam and Oranjie. The Lady in Grey, a well-known ghost frequently racing through the castle holding her face and screaming frantically, has not been seen since a woman's body was discovered during excavations. The castle, arguably one of the best preserved 17th century structures globally, is a significant tourist destination with 3 prestigious museums, a memorial to Crotoa, the Khoi Nation's leader, and a guided tour to discover more about the castle's secret past. Number 5. Ancient Ram Inn, Gloucestershire, England. The inn, built in 1145, was used by priests to house enslaved people and laborers who assisted in constructing St. Mary's Church. It is situated on 2 ley lines, areas thought to have spiritual energy from Stonehenge, and are located in Watton under Edge. The rerouting of water on the ancient ram site is thought to have opened a portal for dark energy, resulting in many spirits haunting the inn. The witch's room is supposed to be haunted by a woman burned at stake for being a witch in the 1500s. Despite its reputation as one of the world's most haunted locations, having appeared on TV shows such as Most Haunted and Ghost Adventures, the inn has changed ownership in recent years, making it impossible to track down the current owners. Number 4. Dragsholm Slot, Denmark. Dragsholm Slot, or Dragsholm Castle, was built in 1215, making it one of Denmark's oldest fortresses and rumored to be Europe's most haunted castle. Parts of it were used to house noble and clerical inmates in the 16th and 17th centuries, and it was renovated in the Baroque style in 1694. At least 100 ghosts are said to haunt the castle, including the Earl of Bothwell, Mary Queen of Scots' husband, who died as a prisoner there. The castle has been turned into a 5-star hotel with opulent rooms and a Michelin-starred restaurant serving locally produced cuisine. The hotel gives a guided walk of the building's history. For a genuinely horrifying experience, arrange a ghost tour that includes a 2-night stay, a tour of the creepy residence, and dinner at the gourmet restaurant. Number 3. Myrtles Plantation, USA. The home of Myrtles Plantation is located in the little hamlet of St. Francisville, northwest of New Orleans, and is surrounded by a 125-foot veranda. A large French crystal chandelier hangs above the stained glass entrance door, leading to a spacious foyer. It's no surprise that there have been so many recorded ghost sightings, the most famous of which is Chloe, who had her ear cut off by her boyfriend. She wears a green turban and has been photographed staring carefully at tourists in their beds. More recent shoes known to their young child as Ghost Girl may also be seen gazing through the house's window. Despite its reputation as America's most haunted house, the estate is now a charming bed and breakfast with 12 rooms. Number 2. Bangar Fort, Rajasthan, India. Bangar Fort, the remnants of a 17th-century fort city, consisting of fort walls, bazaars, havelis, royal residences, and several temples, with 3 great stories to explore. But don't be misled by their beauty. These ruins are considered India's most haunted fort. Singh, a wizard, and Ratnavati, a princess who turned down his advances. According to legend, when she tossed away the enchanted oil he hoped would make her love him, it turned into a boulder and crushed him. But not before cursing the palace and its people, damning them to death with no prospect of reincarnation. Bangar Fort, often known as the House of Ghosts, is now an archaeological site. It is possible to hire a guide to walk you around the site and tell you its strange history. Number 1. Château de Brissac, Maine-et-Loire, France. France's highest castle is the Giant of the Loire Valley, with 7 stories, 204 rooms, multiple picture galleries, and a private opera house seating 200 people. The most active is La Dame Verte, Green Lady, who was allegedly King Charles VII's illegitimate child and was slain by her husband in the chateau in the 15th century when he discovered her having an affair. She is frequently seen in the chapel's tower room, dressed in her green gown with gaping holes where her eyes and nose should be. The chateau is a popular hotel that conducts special events such as a Christmas market and wine tastings from the chateau's vines. Those brave enough to remain the night are treated to elaborately adorned chambers with vintage furniture. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoy this video and want to hear from me again, hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.